Who is the most custom of all the custom shops? We shall decide. Hey, it's Baxter and Jonathan. Man, I hope that was a clean wet.
It was clean wet.
Okay, good.
We just out of paper towels.
Casino guitars. Thanks for joining us. Click like and subscribe.
Hit the old bell.
So we're talking about, there's so many custom shops out there. We want to talk about the 5 big boys. We're bringing in a couple acoustics there. We're talking about Fender, Gibson,
PRS.
I love you. This person makes me happy. Martin and Taylor.
Yes.
They all have their own custom shops, and they're all fantastic.
It's true.
And they all are super strong and super good at certain things. We get certain things as well. Some offer more customizations, some offer less. We want to sort of break down into each of these in case you are interested in going down that road. And even if we don't sell these ourselves, don't feel like you can't reach out to us. We will send you the best custom dealers for the brands that we don't work with. Or if we just don't want to work with you.
We're like, I'm just kidding. Like a little guitar concierge service.
What is? You know what it costs?
Well, right.
Nothing. Because it's like, we just want you to be happy, play
It's
smart.
dumb. What?
But it's just fun. Like, I love guitars, you love guitars. Let's go into Fender first. Fender's probably the most famous of the custom shops.
I'd say it's the most out front, right? Like because some of these companies don't even necessarily call it a custom shop, right? Like they don't, you know.
You have the Murphy Latimer.
Right.
But it's GIbson Custom.
Taylor's going to tell you, hey, we don't have a custom shop. But they do, sort of.
They changed their name 1,000 times.
Right.
Who cares?
But yeah, it's the most out there. It's the Dream Factory. I think their builders are the most rock star.
Well, yeah, because they have the 2 divisions of their custom shop. They have their custom build, which used to be called team build.
Yep.
And then they have the master build, which is, you know, their God, there's a new one on the horizon. We're very excited. So, but they have a few, like it's like 12, 13 maybe. So I hope he's lucky number 13.
Like gaggle.
Oh, but up some of the best craftsmen in the world. So that's when you want to have this person. I'm gonna say this dude because it's all dudes. Sorry, I've been saying, hey, it'd be cool if you had like a cool, awesome girl covered in tattoos, like
Girl to kill like guitars.
who's in our town.
They don't want to build guitars. It's fine.
Don't
their
get
choice.
started.
It's their choice, Baxter.
They have the great one at Gretsch, but they won't leave her. They let her go because she's a great inlay artist, and Fender doesn't need that. I think that's
Dang.
They have a great master builder there.
And I guess we're throwing Gretsch into this pile, right? They're sort of like a little sub.
Nah, it's just Fender. Okay, fair enough, guys. No, but so that's when you have one of these dudes build the guitar from start to finish, and you talk with them on the phone. You talk with us multiple times. You're talking with them. You're emailing. You're sending pictures. You're having a great time. You're figuring out what you want to build, going through that custom, or you just have one that's specced out and you see it and it's unbelievable.
Yes.
We have a few master builds in right now, and they're always earth-shattering. They're great guitars. But Fender can, you know, you're starting with your Strat, your Tele, your Jaguar, your Jazzmaster basics, right?
Pretty much.
And you can do a lot within that. Pretty much any color you can think of, any fret you can think of, all the Fender pickups, Seymour Duncan pickups, some Lawlers, some other pickups in the outside world. They'll do that sometimes if you want to get funky.
Yeah, especially when you get into that master build world, you know.
Well, let's say we're even just in the custom build still. We're not in the master build. You can do all sorts of things. I'm speccing out like a purple metallic fade for someone. Cool. Trying to do some, you know, if Ed will let me sneak it by. He's one of the heads of production over there.
But you're still in that world of like a Tele or a Strat or a...
Yeah, within master build, you might be able to enter like, you know, the Meteoras and
Similar Sonics or...
Yeah, and some odd sort of shapes.
Similar Sonics.
And maybe, just maybe, you can do some oddball things. Like, you know, I have a thin line Stratocaster being master built right now with 3 P90s. But I could have done that with a custom build too. But this is being specially some special stuff. It's some wood that would not be available. There's certain things available within the Fender Custom Shop that are only available to master build guitars.
True.
And then there's things that are available to the entire circuit. But it's a pretty wide gamut, pretty freaking big,
pretty large. It's pretty amazing. And when you get into those master builders, you realize what's possible, because there's a lot of things that sort of I'll ask for. They'll literally go talk about it with a few master builders to see if anyone is interested. Is it possible? Will they do it?
They come in with different wiring schematics a lot too. That's pretty funny. And then you jump into, let's go to Gibson. Gibson's one of the other big boys out there. Number 2 in the electric guitar sales of the world, I believe. I know, say the U.S. That's, well, as far as like the big boys.
Yeah,
right. Yamaha still crushes things. The sleeping giant that no one talks about. But no, Gibson is they have a custom shop. You're living with, and the runs they do, which they've been doing quite a few runs lately.
Yeah.
The made to measure.
Yep.
The Murphy Lab.
Right.
And within that you have sort of your Les Pauls, your SGs, your Les Pauls.
I mean, but there doesn't seem to be a way to spec it out to random things you want, right? Like it sort of seems like you take what you get.
Well, let's say you go to the Gibson Garage, which I highly recommend to anybody. It's great. The people that work there are fantastic. Some of the best in the game, and they're nice. If we tell them to go to the acoustic side where our friend is,
Mr. John Wolford.
You think that's a good idea?
Sure it is.
It's a good idea. He's really friendly. He has great stories.
He can help you with all sorts of things.
He's a fly fishing monster too, so it's a whole other story. Don't worry about that. But no, but you're mainly picking out there. You're picking out your top.
Yep.
You're picking out the burst you want.
Right.
Your sort of neck shape, if you're in that 58, 59,
right.
60, ABC, or like, what kind of style that you want. The pickups, a little, not much is compared to like, Fender is a lexicon of pickups.
Yes. And I mean, it just doesn't seem like there's as many options. And, I'm sort of okay with it. Because I want fun, funky colors and options on Fender. I do not.
Oh, isn't that weird?
I wanted some sort of burst. I feel like maybe, and it just occurred to me right now that maybe they have just found their right little lane, and they're where they're supposed to be. And I'm sort of,
they got the dash cam.
I just decided I'm okay with it.
The crash cam's on, and they're not hitting any wrecks right now as far as custom shop. Murphy Lab, you can decide on the relic amount you want. Obviously, for the Fender, it's the same thing. Let's jump over to PRS briefly because we're going to come back to all electrics in a minute. PRS now offers something called Private Stock.
Yes.
Now, I would consider the entire core line custom shop level. That I don't consider that production at this point, because even if you're buying like one off the rack, it is a custom hand-built piece. I've been to the factory. It's got one of the cooler electric guitar factories.
I think that's true. Yeah.
Where you see cats, there's CNC, obviously. They're cutting out a bunch of stuff.
Right.
But when I saw these cats, it wasn't real physical cats again. It's people. I just tossed
face cats.
Ow. But they're like standing up. Hopefully, got them seats now. Like sanding those carve tops for hours.
Yeah.
I was asking my friend Clay, I was like, how long do they do this? Like, for hours. I'm like, do you ever do this? No, I'm not stupid.
That is work.
No, it's amazing. It's cool to see. But then you get in their private stock, and that's a different level. That's where like sort of the world is your oyster.
It seems that way, right?
You have all their lines. You have all sorts of colors you can go to. Crazy exotic woods. They have the private stock room, the vault.
Yeah.
So you can go in there. You can actually, and they get ready to open the vaults back up. I've heard through whispers maybe. So if you're interested in this, talk to us. Talk to anybody else who likes to do this. We'll meet you in Maryland at the factory. Build a guitar.
Now you are more the PRS, the purse, as it were, expert than I am. So I'm
still trying.
I see some wild private stocks, like where half the guitar is black and half of it's white and it's split even up the fretboard. Like, can you ask for that stuff,
yes.
or is that okay?
Yes, you can pick out your woods. You can hand select everything. You can go in there Paul Meyer, like he's there selecting it, and then Paul Reed Smith will play every one of them before it goes out and finalizes. We did that custom. Still, when I still sort of haunts my dreams for a friend of mine up north as well. Vela, it was.
Yeah, it was good.
It was exotic woods, and it sounded so good. I played a great guitar after it. It sounded like a cheap guitar. I was not happy. It was a bad day for me in my sort of.
I'm going to say something controversial here.
Sit on a log.
Go. When you buy a private stock and you go exotic woods and you go crazy weird stuff like that, I feel like it's worth it. And everyone I see, not everyone, but the vast majority are stunning and amazing.
Yes.
Where I don't necessarily always feel like that's true, like in the Fender.
I agree. Sometimes exotic woods, a Fender's like the aesthetic of a Fender look is supposed to be plain and simple.
Right. And I'm not talking about like flame on the neck, or crazy flame or crazy bird's eye. I'm talking, it's cool. We've seen some amazing like quilted top. Working with a friend right now on a quilted top that I think is going to be really cool because it's like the right amount of over the edge.
No, I'm working on one right now too with a master builder, and it's pretty spectacular.
But it sort of seems like no matter how far you go with PRS,
You can do some zany. You can make up your own body style.
Yeah.
Sometimes if
You
you're,
can like land and it's cool.
they will engineer a new body for you.
Which is kind of insane, and I understand why that would be.
And it's
Big bucks.
It's big bucks because they'll do it. I mean, you can put a tiger on your guitar for Christ's sake. You can do anything. I'm gonna get I need to get a dolphin.
Real tiger.
For Z. I'm putting a dolphin. Gotta be cool. Now let's jump into Taylor Guitars real quickly. Taylor Guitars has their own custom shop where you can do your BTO build to order.
Yeah.
And you can select your woods. You can go out there yourself, hand select the woods. Sometimes they have great selections of it. Sometimes it's thin. You're out there once, I was like, man, this is all everybody else has been through. I'm like, cool, we get the leftovers. But they have great coca-cola when they get it. You gotta just want to be there fresh.
That's right.
You can select it, and then they put it. You can pick all the inlays you want, different finishes. Go crazy. You've seen some of them that like the Koa ones.
I mean, and we've literally had Andy Powers come out while we were there and select wood for us, which is really cool. It's cool experience. You know,
it's more of a menu.
Yes,
I'd say it's not as much of like you're not gonna be talking to the builders.
Dream up. Yeah, no.
It's like there's a menu. You pick it out. You submit it. You order it. Your guitar shows up from the Guitar One Mat 1000. You press a machine. Kidding. They have to still build it by hand.
That'd be amazing. They just type it in Chat GPT. Here's what we want. They send
3D printer. Taylor has the first guitar 3D printing technology. We're gonna do it. That should have been our April Fool's joke. Damn it.
That would have been a good one.
Now, Mark's
like series out there guitar
is pretty in depth.
Yeah.
I'd say for acoustics, I'm just gonna call it right now. They're gonna win as far as custom orders. Taylor sort of is offset that with their Builder's Edition.
Yeah.
Andy Powers has done this great line, and it's hard for us to rationalize doing a custom Taylor a lot of times when you can get such a great piece at a much more affordable price.
I'd say they pair up with Gibson in that way, right? Like it is just, we kind of do what we do, and here you go. Here's the choices. And occasionally we make this crazy weird thing where, like you said, there's a small menu to pick from.
No, the Martin Custom Shop has a couple guys that are the heads of it, and they're fantastic. Yeah. They know their stuff. The entire team there is amazing. They're fun to work with, and you're going to work with people there a little bit more so as far as the communication goes. Not just the shop. You'll be with the shop and with the guys at Martin. You can come up. You can put your name on the fretboard. You can come up with any burst. You can go pick out your woods yourself, or have a dealer go do it. You have to have a dealer do it. I think you can't just go yourself.
That's probably true.
It's not like I just want to show up. Hey, Martin, no, look at the
guys. I'm here. Here to select my woods.
Time to do this. Who's your dealer? And they're like, because it takes time out of their day to have somebody show you stuff, and they usually want to select a few pieces of wood when the dealer's up there. That's what they do. But you can go hog wild.
Hog wild.
You could literally have an Arkansas Razorback running and stepping on like a Texas Longhorn and killing them, ripping their throats out on the fretboard. Or you can have the Leuven Brothers E28, which is gorgeous.
Say he's real.
Love that thing. I love those guitars. It's what we
just got to see one of that's your guitar.
It's great. No, so let's jump back in. We were talking about in the beginning of this video, who's the most custom of all these thieves. It's tricky, right?
A little bit, but not really.
We're Fender Custom Shop diehards. You know, I love the GIbson Custom Shops too. There's nothing quite like it. I'm gonna say PRS might be one to do the weirdest stuff for you.
I wanted to kind of argue that for the master builds, but I think you're right. I think it's true.
I think once you enter their private stock, I think the exotic woods, you can do some squirrely pickup things, except for signature series pieces.
Right.
I think they'll even re-engineer a guitar for you. It costs more money, but they'll change things, and like you'll have like a one of a kind.
Yes, that's sort of what pushes them over the edge. Because you can do some wild master build things too.
You can do double necks.
I would say you do the more consistently PRS. Because there's a human, like they kind of let those guys like, no, I don't do that. Or yeah, no, this sounds fun. I think we can do it. I've had a few where we like made cool things happen after some back and forth with a builder. But But I think Old Purse, they're just like, yeah, bring it on, let's do it.
Yeah, once and once if you can actually go up there too, it's worth the trip. I'll say it's one of those I think Martin Factory is phenomenal too. It's my favorite acoustic factory I've ever had.
I have not been yet.
I think the PRS Factory had a little something special to it. And I haven't been since they've done the whole remodel at Factory. I missed the last trip. Due to life and busy
day will come.
We'll go back.
It's not that far.
They should have Sam at PRS. I mean, because they have the best crabs up there. They have beautiful ladies. They have great bars. What are you gonna do? So it's today's award goes to PRS.
Sticker on your channel.
Brought to you by PRS.
And then the PRS cruise shit, the blues cruise, like Paul's band's playing, like 12 hours straight blues.
I'm into that. Yeah.
He's like, I don't ever stop. That dude doesn't ever stop. It's weird. He's walking around the floor just working on guitars. No, and don't get me wrong, I'm obsessed with Fender Custom Shop. That's like our number one thing we do. But I gotta give it to PRS, and like the zany stuff they come up with, it ain't for the faint of heart. It's expensive. It's costly. But everyone I've played has been spectacular.
In my brain, like GIbson was the most expensive custom shop, but I guess you could eclipse it pretty easy with private stock stuff.
I mean, we get into stuff like the greenies and things when they're doing those one.
Oh, that's such a limited, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, just they're limited $20,000, $25,000 things.
Where if you painted, you're living in that $12K range now.
Yeah,
like that's, I think private stock beats that off the bat. So you're starting at $12K.
Yeah,
you know, so it's
right.
But just the zany nature of what they will do, and you know it's getting done right too. I mean, it's tough. I want one of each. I will eventually have a private stock.
Yeah, I can see you need a private stock.
That would be something I could probably, I just need like a really good PRS.
Yeah, I'm sort of surprised you haven't found one.
I'm gonna play the studio. I haven't played the studio because there's something about the narrow field pickups that might fit.
Might do your thing.
I haven't played it yet. That's what, we gotta go. That's enough. Sorry. Thanks for joining for like so long.
We stayed on topic.
We didn't get off at once. We need to talk about Kentucky or Sharks or Bears. Oh my.
It's going to be really funny if no one watches this video because we stay on topic.
I'm going to get off topic in the next one tomorrow. Promise. Peace be with you guys. Talk to you soon.
Goodbye.